The beautiful country of Liberia, located in West Africa, has experienced great struggle and tragedy in its recent history. The state of the country turned to tragedy in 1990 when a rebel group led by Charles Taylor killed then President Samuel Doe. This catalyst event launched the country into an 11-year civil war. Characteristics of the war included tribal and Americo-Liberians who claimed African Americans as their ancestors, waging wars against each other, wide-scale fighting across the entire country that destroyed crop fields, city infrastructure, and roads, and civil problems that tore friends and brothers apart. The war ended when Taylor was exiled from the country. Still today, effects of the war can be seen in the country's capital, Monrovia, and in all of Liberia. The country is far behind its neighboring countries in terms of health care, economics, and political stability. Great strides are being made each day, and gains are seen. The surrounding community of Ricks Institute is one in need, but also one that is hopeful of the country. The average person in Liberia lives on less than $2 a day, making meeting basic needs difficult. The population of the country is young, with almost 70% of it under 25. There are 150 public schools accessible to the same students that attend Ricks and over 1,000 other private schools. Ricks Institute is unique in many ways. The school itself sits on 25 acres of land, allowing for students, faculty, and others to live on the campus. There is a garden and a goat farm cared for by students, a store run by local villagers, and a clinic that serves those affiliated with the school as well as those that are not. While some students take advantage of the dorm living opportunity, some do walk to school, while others take a taxi part of the way, and then once they are in the city, they walk. By driving 10 minutes away from the campus, a traveler can come to Douala Market, the city's main commercial district. With driving 10 more minutes, the same traveler arrives at the country's capital. The rituals and traditions of Ricks Institute started in the morning, from the Liberian pledge to the prayers after school. This happened every morning. After the pledge, we all filed into the assembly hall where hymn singing and words of encouragement for the day took place. It was a great experience to get up in front of the students and share a little inspiration. To walk into the lower elementary building on the outskirts of Ricks Institute's campus was both a joy and a challenge. The 5-room school building was very open, having no doors or windows. There was no electricity or plumbing in the building, making everyday tasks difficult. The rooms were very dark, as the only light that which was natural, and we were attempting to teach during the rainy season. Also, the plywood walls that portioned the room made them all very loud, as the learning going on next door was audible all the time. These physical obstacles, coupled with the severe lack of resources and teacher training, made learning difficult, but there was so much learning going on. This was evident in the work proudly displayed on the walls of the classroom and the hallway, and in the conversations and assessment of the students. Colorful worksheets and donated posters of shapes, colors, numbers, and letters adorn the walls of both the K4 and the K5 classroom. In the K4 classroom, 17 students were seated around the kidney table, and they all shared a box of Scanty crayons and 3 or 4 pencils. The K5 classroom had desks that were lined in rows and contained crayons, a pencil, and paper for each child. Within my 4th grade class at Ricks Institute, the students welcomed me with their smiles. This was no ordinary classroom. Sure, there were American things like word walls and displays of student work that were no lights to turn on or off. We depended on the daylight to brighten up the whiteboard, or no air conditioning to cool us off on the hottest days. Instead, we prayed for a breeze to blow through the windows. All these things made the experience challenging, but the students made it well worth it. In the classroom, my students loved to compete during the lessons whenever we could, whether it was learning about fractions or recalling Liberian facts. I really think my teacher, Mr. Hardy, found it helpful to give the students a break from just lecturing, because he would have the students compete every day. Working with Mr. Hardy was more than a classroom collaboration. He often wanted to talk about America and going back to school so he could support his family. I felt as though I gained a friend, not only in him, but with the students and the other staff. Being in Liberia let me know that you don't need a lot of things to create an awesome lesson. Sometimes all you need is a pen